Okay, so here we've got the Resilinx Bluetooth series here. So here's the most popular version, which is called an Rlb T500, and that's a 6-inch driver. You've got the smaller one, which is called the Rlb T510 with a small 4-inch driver, and then you've got their amplifier called an RLBT600. So we'll just have a look at each one. We might as well start with the amplifier itself. So when we have a look at the packaging, you'll get a box, which I just reach over and grab from over here. And yeah, nothing really to note. You'll see a big power supply. Obviously with these Class D amplifiers, the power supply is providing all that amplification. Yeah, the only thing to watch out for in the packaging is the antenna for the unit is rather well hidden away under here. So you get your antenna here. So just remember to look there. And then yeah, the unit itself. So I'll move this box away. And the only things that you've really got are where you'll fix the antenna. And that being Bluetooth, you can probably safely say a 10-meter range. And then your power supply plugs in here, and then your speaker connectors. So just make sure that you get your positives and your negatives right, because otherwise it'll be out of phase. Those spring clip connectors will take up to a 12-gauge speaker cable, so you'll be fine as far as the size of the cable. Usual rule, if the speakers are further away, make sure that you allow for it by having a thicker gauge. So if they're say 15 meters away, use that 12 gauge. If they're not as far away, you'll get away with a smaller, a thinner speaker cable. Yeah, here, antenna. And then you've got this little USB port, which you'll normally use for renaming the area. So this might typically be in the ceiling cavity. Being Class D, it runs nice and efficiently, so it won't get too hot. And then it may be sitting above your garden shed. Here you'll be able to rename it garden shed. So yeah, you'll need to buy obviously speakers when you get this unit, and you'll need to buy a speaker cable. You'll need to have a power point located near it, and then you'll be done. So that's a cool little amplifier, very powerful. So very efficient Class D, so nice and powerful. Durable, as you can hear also. So the next one that we're going to talk about is the Rlb T510. So these are used in say bathrooms, or smaller rooms, maybe a kitchen. And if I have a look at the packaging, this is the box. What you get in the box is an instruction manual, which probably like myself, most people won't read. You get the power supply. That's a 10-meter length of cable, so you cut it to whatever length suits. And you get the two speakers. The way the speakers hook up, I'll show you actually. One is a passive speaker, so this one is a passive speaker, as you can probably see from the back. And this one is the active speaker. So the only real thing to remember is that this is the speaker output. So that 10-meter length of speaker cable goes from peel off your sticky tape here, and then you'll run it from here into the speakers here. These just screw down into place, so you don't need any special tools. Your power supply plugs in here, and to program the name of each room, you use this USB. So if you want to do that, otherwise automatically it'll appear as a Resilinx. But if you want one of these in the kitchen, one in the living room, one in the garden shed, it's probably good to have different names for each. What hardware do you need? You just need a mini USB, so a cable like this. So that's got a USB on one end and a mini USB on this end. Plug it in. And then later on in this video I'll show you how to do it. This is a cable that we've used. It's a Pro2 LC7186, and then you program it up. If you need a little more power, little more audio power, then you'd go for the popular, probably the most popular one, which is the RLBT 500, which is here. It's a little obvious who one of Resilinx's customers are here. So on this side we see this one's the passive speaker, and we have an active speaker, so they come in a pair. Same deal as the last one. So you wire the speakers from the speaker out on your active speaker through to the speaker input here. From there, yeah, what are the other features? You plug in your power supply here, and then this is where you can override it and program in the room name. So that's plugged in here. So you have two speakers. Similar contents on the kit. You get that 10 meters worth of speaker cable, the same speaker cable. You get a power supply to power it. You get the usual cutout template. So please wait till you get the speakers before you cut them out. Don't be too enthusiastic. We have had people cut holes that are too big and you can't easily uncut a hole. And I'll set those ones aside. And to show you how easy Bluetooth is, I thought I'd just plug this one in and we can have a look. So we'll just plug it in to the power point here. When it has got power, you'll notice that that little blue light will be illuminated. And that's really it. From there, all you're going to do is go to your phone settings. So from here, I'm just going to go to Bluetooth devices. And then we've got the Resilinx here. I've already connected to that one a moment ago. And then we're right to go. So I apologize for the maybe the choice of music, but yeah, Bluetooth is fantastically simple. One of the things to remember on Bluetooth is, yeah, with your volume, sorry, I will go not to Shazam, I'll go to another one, Spotify. One thing to remember on your volume level is don't pump up the volume too loud. Normally Bluetooth I'll leave up to about there. So that's it. Now I'm going to show you in the second part of the video how easy it is to set up the name of each room. So there's a possibility that you could have these speakers in every room of your house and the garden shed. So in this part I'm just going to show you how to rename the different zones. So each speaker, each pair of speakers, you can rename a different zone, or that amplifier you can rename as a different zone. So you can call it a living room, deck, whatever. So we're on the Resilinx website, resilinx.com, and from here you can punch in your device. In this case we're looking at an Rlb T510. One thing to do beforehand is just download WinRAR. You'll find that it's probably already on your computer, but if it's not, download it at that point. Now under downloads you'll notice that there's a couple of downloads, one for a 32-bit, one for a 64-bit download. To check which one, just go to your computer and right click on computer, don't do what I did just then, and under properties you'll see 64-bit operating system. So I download the 64-bit. I'll show you just briefly. I've already downloaded it, but you'll see that it'll come up as a download here. We don't need to do that download process because I've already done it. But what you would do is, what the hell? You do a extract and then extract it out. What I found is that it whacked the Resilinx folder in my C drive under program files, and then I went down to Resilinx here and then it appeared here. So I'm just going to plug in, I don't need to plug in my DC power, I'm just going to plug the USB into the Resilinx right now, and you hear the noise as the USB plugs in, and you'll see a illuminated blue light at the back of the speaker. And the folder that we're interested in is this RlBT folder. And so from here, hopefully I've given enough time, from here you just hit read, and yeah, that should say deck. So you can rename it, say deck or living room, whatever you want. Let's just call it Resilinx for now, and then you just hit write, and you'll see the write OK, and from there you can just close it and you're done, it's rewritten. From there you can unplug the USB and you can plug in the DC power plug, and then you just check on your phone, and when you're searching for devices you should see the Resilinx appear. The password is, as with just about every Bluetooth device, by default 0000, so 4 zeros. Alright, you're done.